find it challenging to grow your views on certain videos? What if there was a formula that almost seemed scientific, and when used, your chance of getting more YouTube views grew exponentially? I'm excited to share my #1 secret I discovered to help you get more views on your videos. I decided to start with taking a look deeper into my titles, wondering if there was anything I could do to be more consistent with winner titles for my videos. I began researching headlines and titles to see what the difference was, first of all, and if there was a particular winning combination of elements that produced that winning title or headline. First, I noticed there seems to be different opinions about title versus headline. Some people say there's a definite difference, and others believe it's a title and the only thing that changes is the content it represents, whether it's for a video or an article, a blog post, paid ads, email lists, emails, or anything with a headline or subject line. I think it sounds odd to call the title of a video a headline, and it sounds odd to call the headline of a newspaper a title. So it seems to matter only when we're talking about specific types of media. My opinion is that a title better represents the phrase that our content is all about. And I think the title should also have characteristics of a good headline. I'll be sharing my #1 secret to get more YouTube views, but first I want to share with you some other important hacks that I found. One thing I've been doing is restating my exact video title in my thumbnail because I thought someone said at one time that that's what you're supposed to do for congruency. So my next thumbnail title will be shortened and more punchy than the title of my video. Another thing to keep in mind is that YouTube is a search engine and people will be searching your videos for many years to come. So try to keep your titles evergreen and able to live down through the ages. Something else I learned is if you're making an informational, instructional, or do-it-yourself type of content video, then you need to include the value or benefit that the user will get as a result of watching the video in the title. Front-loading your title is another important tip. Put the most important word in the front of the title to catch people's eyes. Another tip is to think about questions people ask regarding your video content. Consider asking a question similar to what people ask in your title. Some YouTubers like to have titles that represent the biggest, fastest, largest, and is included in a list in their content. Make a magnetic title, and then the thumbnail complements it. Here's a formula that has worked and been used by other YouTubers as well, because they saw another YouTuber being successful with it. Here's the example. Before buying a new camera, watch this, ... All you have to do is change out the new camera to whatever matches the topic of your content. I'd be interested to know if that worked for you. Please let me know in the comments. And when you find a formula that works for you, definitely stay with it and just plug in different keywords for each video. Remember, when skimming content also, most people read the first and last 3 words of a headline, so your most important words should go there. Titles of approximately 6 words earn the highest click-through rates. Headlines of 55 characters tend to earn the highest click-throughs. Let's move on from tips to my #1 secret to help you get more views. First of all, if you haven't heard this before, you need to know that writing headlines and titles is not to be taken as a lesson in creativity, but rather it should be seen more as a science. There are formulas that work to make your titles the best they can be. This is how Claude Hopkins explains it in his book, Scientific Advertising. The time has come when advertising has in some hands reached the status of a science. It is based on fixed principles and is reasonably exact. The causes and effects have been analyzed until they are well understood. The correct methods of procedure have been proved and established. We know what is most effective, and we act on basic laws. So the best way I found to share this concept with you was to use a Venn diagram with 3 circles that intersect into the middle point, which has a bullseye target on it. If everything comes together in the 3 circles, then a winning title is probable. Starting with the left circle, we see emotion, curiosity, benefit, and looping. These elements need to be in each thumbnail as much as possible. A word showing emotion adds onto this layer. Think about newspaper and article headlines. but don't overdo it. Think of how you can pique their curiosity so they want to find out more about your video. One way to do this is to create an open loop. They have to think about how to fill in the blank. For example, why every dog owner needs a ... I mentioned this before, but it's worth noting again. If your video is information or instruction based, you must pitch the benefit that the user will get as a result of watching the video. In the next circle to the right, it has search engine optimization and keywords. Using keywords your viewers are searching for will help your video get found. One very effective method for finding these keywords, of course, is with Google and YouTube searches. As you begin to type in part of your phrase, both search engines will provide you with many other additional phrases that your viewers are seeking. The more you match words in those searches, the more likely your intended audience will find you. And finally, the title analyzers in the top circle. These 3 websites will be very helpful in your ultimate title development. All are free and easy to use. The title generator site will produce 700 different titles to consider after you enter your word or phrase. The CoSchedule site analyzes your titles and lets you know what types of words you may be lacking. Ideally, you want to score a number that lands in the green zone. And finally, the AM Institute does a good job of analyzing your title by giving you a percentage ranking. You can interchange words until you get to the score you want. At first, this will take some effort, but the more you engage in this best practice, the better you will get and the easier it will become. Like most skills in building an online business, my number 1 secret is to approach title development in a scientific, systematic way. Use the Venn diagram every time and don't leave out any piece. When used together, they are the most powerful and you have the best chance of hitting the bullseye with your winning title that generates extra attention and magnetizes views. If you liked today's video, please click the like button and share with your friends. You can leave a comment below. I'd love to hear from you. And subscribe if you'd like to see more videos like this coming out every week. Also, in the description below, you can check out my number 1 recommendation for building your own online affiliate marketing business today. I appreciate you so much. Thanks for being here. Wishing you a journey filled with insight, growth, and success. See you in the next video.